And now, it's time for the most popular show on the nation, PWI Championship Challenge. And here's your host, Vince McShell.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Nation Network for another exciting episode of PWI Championship Challenge, where tonight you could be the next defending, reigning PWI champion. It happens. You got the comment section open up, and in there you're going to find a link. If you want to click on that link and see just how much about wrestling you know, all you got to do is click on the link, and you'll be in our green room. The next few minutes we're going to do is go through this week's issue of the PWI After Magazines. I like to refer to them as the After Magazines because they're not all going to be PWI, which in this case is not PWI. It is The Wrestler. So we're going to go into this issue of The Wrestler, see a little bit of what was going on through the stories, and that's going to give you your clues to know who are in the top 10 in different categories I will randomly select. Nobody knows what category it's going to be, not even me, because I haven't decided on one yet. But as we go down from 10 to 9 to 8 to 7, all the way up to number 1, we are going to have points available. If you get the right answer, you get points. That's simple. There'll be some more rules. We'll talk about those in a little bit. I see already we got some folks in the house. What is this here? I don't know. I see something about Purist, but he's not in the studio yet.
And now, it's time
but he
for
said
the
something to
most
Chuck.
popular show on the nation, PWI
I think Chuck is calling
Championship
Purist a jobber.
Challenge. And here's your host, Vince
And if that's the case, I'm enjoying this.
McShell.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Get us some NWA music here. And let's dive in, shall we? Okay, we're going to take a look at the cover a little bit better off than we just showed you a moment ago so that everybody gets a good look at it. By the way, in case you didn't get, for any reason, the link in the comment, I'm going to paste it one more time. Easy for me to say. Boom. Maybe. There it goes. Whether you're on Twitter or whether you're watching us on YouTube, all welcome. Just join in on the link, and we will get you in here in just a moment to see if we're going to have a new champion or our defending champion is going to keep on keeping on. That all said, we are looking at October of 1996, which generally means a month or so before that. We'll get to the exacts when we get to the top 10. The headline reads way up at the top, got cut off a little bit. Razor and Diesel's violent farewell to the WWF. They left the World Wrestling Federation. That's career suicide. What were they thinking? Oh, that's never going to work out. You got the Ultimate Warrior ready to rule again, muscling back to the top, and ECW reviving the six-man championship. Okay. Mabel's tearful confession, I did Mo wrong. You did all of us wrong, buddy. And a bonus for a Screamer Q&A with the Blue Meanie. I'm sure that had to be classic. All right, we have the What's Happening section, which is our opening pages, and there we got Sunny. That was prior to her multiple DUI convictions and her felonious manslaughter charge that she is now serving, I think, the rest of her natural life for. But there was a day where she was freaking good looking. There you got the, look at Billy Gunn. Oh, damn. Like a high school reunion picture there. Excuse me for clicking on that. Opposite side of the page, when we got some more Razor Ramon action going here. An old WWF feud could be rekindled in WCW soon. Razor Ramon has returned to WCW and is acting very much like a rule breaker. No shit. Perhaps he'd like some more matches with Randy Savage. And yeah, he returned. That's a key word there. Returned to WCW. You got to remember, man. He was there before he was there. Got Jerry Lawler over here, and I liked this one. I talk about these comic books all the time, these little comic strips, these single painters that they put in the books, and most of them were just kind of goofy as hell. I actually liked this one. I thought this was clever. You got the Beanstalk and the Giant. He's the champ, and he's like, next, because Jack didn't do so well. I am a fan of that one. Another one of the segments of this magazine that I was always a big fan of, thumbs up, thumbs down. Sami Callihan had to get it from somewhere, didn't he? So for the thumbs up, we got the Giant, already followed in Hulk Hogan's footsteps by winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship title. Now he has followed the Hulkster all the way to Hollywood by landing a part in the movie Reggie's Prayer. I have never heard of this thing. We got to add it to our list. Reggie's Prayer. The film, which will also feature many NFL stars. This has got to have been something that just slipped past me. It's got to be a 5-star gem. And is in production now and is sure to increase the Giants' marquee value. Come on, stop it. It's going to increase his value because he's in a shitty movie no one's going to see with NFL players. Good luck with that. The best part about this is that yet another wrestler, see Sting, Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, is viewed as marketable by the outside world. It would get better because we would have John Cena and The Miz and so many others. Let's see. Of course, The Rock. Let's not forget that. Thumbs up to the Ultimate Warrior as the big man take the center stage this month. We give a hearty ovation to the Warrior for his impressive comeback after 3.5-year layoff. No, we're not talking about the Warriors' easy victory at WrestleMania 12, although we could. We're talking about the Warriors' series of victories over the Big Van Vader, one of the most feared and impressive wrestlers in the world, who would then go on to squash the Warrior and basically write him out of WWE. We got thumbs up to Dean Malenko. That's right. He rather quietly won the new WCW Cruiserweight title by beating Shinjiro Atani. I do not recall that name whatsoever. In May, most wrestlers would think so much of such an accomplishment that they've been bragging about it for weeks or maybe months on end. Not Malenko. He has never been one to do a lot of talking. Maybe that's why he's such a great wrestler. Yeah, the man of 1,000 holds for sure. And a thumbs up to Mabel, who on page 46, which we're not going to go into, you'll read that Mabel's tearful confession, I did Mo wrong. It takes a very big man, and he was a very big man. It takes a very big man to admit a mistake, and Mabel realized he had inadvertently turned his back on his lifelong friend by concentrating so much on his singles career. Isn't that a sad story? On the thumbs down page, again, I love this stuff. Got thumbs down to Jeff Jarrett. I think we could just make that a regular feature right there. There aren't too many ways for a lighter weight wrestler to beat Van Vader. Getting very lucky is one. Cheating, according to Jarrett, is another, which, hey, let's be honest. If you were about to get into a fight with Big Van Vader in a bar, would you not have to cheat to win? It didn't work when Jeff Jarrett pulled out a chain to hit Vader during his USWA match this May. That must have been when they were doing, because he would have still been in a WWF if he was going against the Warrior. Again, these are all hints to help you later. But again, the WWF, and we've talked about this on recent episodes of this program, did a lot of crossover with the USWA. And in this case, Vader went over there to mess with Jeff Jarrett, who at that time was kind of a crossover in his own right, but he was a homeboy from the USWA. Thumbs down to Razor Ramon. Exactly what is the bad guy doing showing up on WCW TV and insulting WCW Senior Vice President Eric Bischoff by calling him a Ken doll lookalike? The hell with him, right? And he has no idea what he's doing. Worked out pretty well for him, I would say. Thumbs down to Sonny for driving drunk and killing. Oh, sorry, not yet. Hard. I'm getting ahead of myself. Having used her body to get the WWF World Tag Team title for the Body Donnas. She used it for a lot more than that. Let's just call it like it is, okay? She did it again on behalf of the Smoking Gun, sort of. See what's happening on page 6. We're not going to do that. In doing so, Sonny left behind Skip and Zip. Oh, no, she really did leave him behind. Although we're a bit suspicious in this regard, and once again left Phineas Godwin high and dry, like there was ever a chance in hell that was going to happen. And then finally, a thumbs down to Kurt Hennig. A disturbing trend has developed in the WWF in which former wrestlers become referees or officials and proceed with a biased behavior. Well, shit, this was 96 and we're still doing that crap. First, we had Gorilla Monsoon and Roddy Piper, and now there's Hennig, Mr. Perfect, who, due to lack of problems, hasn't been able to wrestle, I think is what you wanted. Hasn't been able to wrestle, officiated a series of WWF matches between Jerry Lawler and Razor Ramon this spring and prevented Razor Ramon from using the Razor's Edge. This allowed Lawler to use his foreign object and defeat Razor Ramon. Yeah, that's because he's a heel. But back then they were actually writing this crap as if it was real, and they were kind of attacking it from the fan standpoint, so all good. I also loved this. X-Ray was something that the wrestler did on a regular basis, and then the one that's in my mind, and eventually we may come across it, I know I have the magazine, is they did an X-Ray on Sabu. And if you're not familiar and remember what X-Ray was, you have a feature star, which in this case is Rey Mysterio Jr., and from there you have a number of people who are legends in the world of professional wrestling. Let's take a quick look here. Rey Mysterio is ECW. Again, these are old hints to help you out. Junior leaping over ECW referee Jim Molyneux to get to Juventud Guerrera. Every member of our panel was impressed with Mysterio's athleticism, but some were concerned about his durability and recklessness. Very similar to the review that Sabu got, in particular from the Great Moolah. Here are the people that will now review Ray Jr. for this X-Ray edition. So we get Captain Lou, and most of these were the people that did it month in and month out. If I was a little lighter when I was in my prime, I think I would have been a lot like this kid. Are you kidding me? In what world? Killer Kowalski. When a friend of mine first told me about him, I thought Mysterio sounded like the kind of wrestler I just hate. I like wrestlers who come right out and go toe-to-toe with you. Give me a good, hard fight and a fight to watch, and I'm happy. Mysterio isn't that, but he's more than just a great aerial wrestler. He's got the ability to change moves slightly to fit his style. All that I agree with. Dory Jr., Mysterio's a wrestler who you think just can't possibly be as good as everyone says, and he is. Moolah, to be honest, darling, if I ran into Rey Mysterio Jr. without his mask on, I'd probably tell you he belonged on a playground. You're 100% right, Moolah. Not in a wrestling ring, but because he's so small, I think some of his opponents don't take him as seriously as they should, even though he is a great reputation. Lou Thez. What we often overlook when watching Mysterio is the fact that he's fundamentally sound. He can out-wrestle an opponent on the mat if he has to. He doesn't use that strategy, often because he doesn't like to get in tight clinches. Why would you? You're 100 pounds. Lance Russell. I've seen a lot of Mysterio's matches on tape, and I'm impressed. What concerns me is that he might be turning into one of those wrestlers who always feels he has to outdo what he did previously. Yeah, how about that? All right. That is it for the magazine, giving you guys heads up. Here is our legacy. I've been promising to put this together based on past issues or episodes of this show, and I went from A to Z here. This is what I've come up with. So if there's anybody that thinks there's something wrong here, let me know and I can double check it. You have to remember, in the beginning, we weren't doing this as a competition. It evolved. So the very first episode of this program, the best I could come up with was D-Train. We kind of last minute made a game of it. D-Train came away with the win. That was back on August 25th. Moving up, Wrestling Purist took that away from him on September 17th. Would hold on to it for a whole 7 days before Big JH came along and dropped the kibosh on him. Big JH lost to, I surrendered the title, I beg your pardon, to D-Train. D-Train surrendered the title, couldn't defend, and then J-Rocks took it over, held it for 2 straight weeks. Purist came in and dethroned the champ at the time, who has now come back and taken his title back. So that's kind of where we're at right now. There might be a little something going on in this section here, and I just realized you guys aren't looking at my screen. I am so sorry about all that shit. Let's go over this real quickly. I don't know how that just happened. I need a producer. That's what I need. All right. Again, there's our cover. There's what's happening with Sonny. There's our cartoon. There's our thumbs up. There's our thumbs down. There's Rey Mysterio Jr. in X-Ray, and there's the panel that's reviewing him. And there is the PWI Championship. Let me see if I can... boom. Okay, I thought I had that all set up. My bad. My bad. It's been a rough day. I got to just tell you right now, it's been a rough day. So if I'm not at 100% today, hopefully you'll all bear with me. Maybe you carry me through. So once again, this is the legacy that I've come up with based on episode 1 to today. And again, there might be some errors in there. It's just the best I could do from the videos going through them. So if anybody's got anything they want to know about it, let me know, and we can see if there's some tweaking needing to be done. All right, that brings us to the competition. We're going to need to rock through this thing because I do have some stuff going on today. We need to keep it to an hour, so I need answers to be there quickly. We're probably not going to go into a lot of side chatter today like we've done in the past. I'm just going to try and breeze through this thing as quickly as I can, but still have a good time with it, I hope. And again, you guys feel free to weigh in any way you can. I'm going to try and do a little better job of keeping up with the chat. It's just a lot when you're flipping back and forth between pages and screens and all that other kind of crap. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in, this is your last chance, last call for alcohol, as they say. I'm once again going to put the link, boom, right there in the chat. You got about, I'll say 20 seconds to click on that link and join us in the green room. This is your chance to see if you can dethrone the champ. We've had a couple of very exciting weeks the last couple of weeks come out here. We've had some people show up that aren't normally competing here. And I loved last week. I thought that was funny as hell the way that went down. Once the bell rings, nobody else is going to come in. So you still have time. But I got to move this thing along by starting to introduce our participants here this evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please help me welcome the former PWI champion, Wrestling Purist.
Oh, ho, ho! Married 2 months before Christmas. I'm just wearing merchandise.
You said ho, 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 and I thought you were like advertising or something.
Well, it always happens. Once Halloween ends, suddenly it's Christmas.
Yeah, I guess we just skip right over Thanksgiving, don't we, nowadays? I know Walmart does, but I didn't think we all would.
Now, this is not America. Remember that.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And boy, I tell you, if I'm going to have a long week week, especially because I have to go back to the academy in Naples for 2 straight days.
Well, have fun with it.
I mean, no. By the way, one thing. I would like to mention one thing. I'll be quick.
Quickly.
So the lesson here will be about voice dubbing. And you know who's going to be the teacher, if I can call him that? The guy who worked in one of those WWE Scooby-Doo's movies. But it's Italy, okay? And I would like to tell you one thing. One thing that makes it exceptional. This guy was the voice of the Italian Undertaker!
Nice. Okay.
Oh, shit!
I know that it's got a lot more meaning to you than us because we probably haven't seen the Italian Undertaker, but that's cool. All right. At this time, his opponent, he is the reigning, defending PWI champion, J-Rocks. Say hello, Jay.
I'd like it, apparently.
Hello, Jake.
All right. As I mentioned earlier, for those of you that might be new to the program, hadn't seen this thing before, let me tell you how it works. Real simple. We got some rules and shit, and here they are.
The rules of Battle Bowl are simple. Competitors will select a number between 1 and 10. The one that draws closest to the number that is drawn will choose whether he wants to go first or last each round. The remaining competitors will repeat this process until a lineup is set. Competitors will be presented with a category reflecting a top 10 lineup as determined by a classic issue of PWI magazine. They will each have a limited time to come up with an answer as a music clip runs. When a player is called to give an answer, they have to respond within 3 seconds, or they will be buzzed out of the round and receive 0 points. For each correct answer in the top 9 positions, the player is eligible to receive 1 point. If 2 or more players share the same correct answer, no points are awarded. A correct answer in the number 1 position is worth 3 points unless 2 or more players share the correct answer, which would create a draw and 0 points awarded. Each player is allowed 1 finisher that may be used at any point in the match against an opponent of his choosing. If that opponent had the correct answer, the player calling for the finisher has successfully taken the points for that question. If the finisher was used and the opponent did not have the correct answer, that opponent will receive the points of a correct answer, and the player initiating the finisher will lose the same amount of points.
It's a lot of rules, isn't it? All right, at this point in time, Purist, I need to know what your finisher is going to be.
Well, considering what I said before about the Italian Undertaker being the teacher, well, it's also the voice of Seymour Skinner. Yeah. I say Tombstone Pile Driver.
That's a good one. Jay, what do you got?
Staying with Sister Abigail.
Okay, worked before. Why not again? Purist, give me a number from 1 to 10.
7.
Jay, number from 1 to 10.
I will take 4.
We got 7 and 4. Is that right?
Yep.
Ooh. 7 is the closest. Purist, you have the wheel. The question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to go first or do you want to go last?
First.
You're going to take the questions first here tonight. And once this bell rings, and there it goes. That's it. No more people entering the ring at this time.
No more prima donnas.
Stop ringing.
It's not the XW.
Hold on 1 second. Like I said, I got a lot going on today. I mean, all right. I guess I should open the book up. How about that for an idea? We're going to do our top 10. We're going to be doing 2 different categories today since there's only 2 people. And whoever has the most points at the end of that is going to be our champion. We're going to start with the tag teams. Now, again, this is for the period. Hold on. That ended June 27 of 96. So let's say the end of June of 96. And we're talking tag team wrestling. Purist, you said you wanted to go first. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What was the number 10 tag team? They would, let me see, who is this? Holy shit, you ain't getting this.
What?
Neither one of you is going to get this. I don't even know who they represent. I'm going to guess like NWA, WCW, or it would have been WCW at this point. I'm going to go with WCW. You're not going to get it, but go ahead and guess.
Okay. I say the Steiners.
Yeah, nice guess. Jay.
Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat, okay. Those are both great guesses. Way too good for this because we have another one of those tag teams that somehow made the top 10, which really paints a picture of how bad wrestling was back then. Because we have, am I going to get this right? Hold on.
By the way, Chuck here says Moondog Family.
Flax Cavanna and Bart Sawyer. What?
Who?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Moving right along. I mean, it's freaking Italian stallion all over again. All right. The next one is going to be a whole lot better. Damn, wrestling was in rough shape in 96. Oh, wrong one. Brings us to the number 9 answer. Representing the WWF. They hadn't got the F out yet. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. They had one half of them was a known tag team wrestler. The other one was not so much. But he got a little head. Purist.
I'll go with the Blackjacks.
Okay. Jay.
Al Snow and Shawn Michaels. I can't think of the other guy's name.
Damn, you were
Marty
so close.
It was Marty Jannetty, wasn't it?
It sure was.
And I couldn't think of his name.
And it wasn't Al Snow. It actually was Leaf Cassidy, if we're going to be accurate. But that would have been Al Snow.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
Well,
Again,
when you say head, you always think of Al Snow.
That's true. And that was I gave you
does anybody want?
I couldn't give you the answer. Okay, moving right along to the number 8
want good
answer.
Wrestling. Something I will get tonight. And I know why.
Number 8 answer representing the WCW, but more well known for representing the NWA. Purist, I need your answer.
I'll stick with Rock and Roll Express.
You didn't beat the buzzer. Jay.
Nah.
Ole and Arn Anderson.
The correct answer is the Rock and Roll Express. Purist, get it out, man. Get it out.
I got it out.
That. No, it was like 4 or 5 seconds. I bought you a little time, but I got to move this along.
I had it down.
3 seconds. It's in the rules. 3 seconds after the music, buddy. It's in the rules.
I know, but at least
I'm all out of Mississippis. Believe me, today I can't get past 3. I'm tapping out by 3 Mississippis. All right, too bad because you'd have had that.
8 Mississippis. Mississippi Queen.
All right, we're up to the number 7.
You know what I mean?
Representing the ECW. Purist, ECW, number 7. Who would it be?
The Eliminators.
Jay, who would it be?
Dudley Boys.
One of you is right. Does anybody feel froggy? Nope.
Not on this list.
Correct answer is Eliminators.
Total elimination.
Purist getting on the board with a 1-0 lead. Let's see, anybody in the chat have that one? Hold on.
FBI.
Oh, that was a good answer.
I don't think it was. No, I don't think they were 96. I guess.
All right.
98.
Well, they were there. They were there.
Really?
Pretty sure. All right, moving up from that was what, number 7. We're up to number 6. Oh yeah, number 6 representing the World Wrestling Federation. I give you a clue, I'm going to give it away, so I'm just going to have you try and guess it. Purist, who do you think it might be for the WWF at number 6? And I'll give you this clue. Set the bar low.
Me?
In general, just this is not a number 6 answer in my world. There's no point in history this would have been a number 6. But they made number 6 in the book.
If I'm correct, then the Smoking Guns?
Jay?
Smoking Guns.
Goes for the block. Well, the fact of the matter is, you're both wrong.
Mom.
Getting warmer. Henry and Phineas Godwin.
Good man.
The Godwins were number 6.
Yeah.
Now, granted, based on everything else I saw ahead of them, just roll the dice, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving up to number 5. At least now we're getting some reputation involved in this. Representing the WCW. The number 5 tag team would be who, Purist?
Harlem Heat.
Jay,
Harlem Heat.
Copy that.
you're both really close. No, you weren't. Actually, you were both wrong. Lex Luger and Sting.
Ooh,
Wow.
I almost forgot that was a thing.
That brings us to the number 4. Representing the WCW. June of 96 tag teams. Who was number 4, Purist?
The Andersons.
Jay?
Giant and Kevin Sullivan.
Or the Steiners?
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, they were a pretty good team. All right, they came in at
I
number
mean,
4.
yeah, let's have an actual tag team up there in the top of the charts.
Yeah, but up until that point, I don't think we were number 1 or the number.
Well, they weren't number 1 yet anyway. So let's go to number 3, shall we? Representing the World Wrestling Federation. And I just want to say, when you hear who this is, the thought that they were ahead of the Steiners at any point in their career is just amazing. Okay, Purist, hit us. 3.
Don't know. Forget it.
Jay, give me something.
Smoking Guns.
You're not as far off as you think. Skip and Zip, the Body Donnas. We talked about them earlier in the magazine.
Yeah.
Were they good?
They not better than the damn Steiners, but yet they're number 3. So somebody else has been drinking here.
Not even bad at those damn Dudleys. I can do.
Okay, that brings us up to the number 2 on the list this week. Number 2 tag team overall, representing the WCW. Purist.
This time I can't go wrong. Harlem Heat.
Jay.
Harlem Heat.
The answer is Harlem Heat. Nobody gets a point because they both have the same answer. It's a block. As we go up to the number 1 answer, it is worth 3 points. I will give you 0 hints on that. But if you get it right, it's worth 3 points. Right now, it's Purist 1, Jay 0. Purist, who's the number 1 tag team in wrestling?
I guess the 4 Horsemen.
Jay.
Smoking Guns.
One of you is right. There's 3 points at stake. Does anybody want to use their finisher and take the chance? Because remember, if you guess wrong, you lose the number of points. As much as your teammate or your opponent gets them, you will lose them. So Purist will go from a 1 to a -2. Anybody want to use their finisher? Time is up. Correct answer is the Smoking Guns.
Oh, brother.
God, how sad was tag team wrestling at this point in history?
I know.
Quite weird.
At the end of round 1, it is Jay taking the last second lead of 3-1. We got more to come. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Now streaming on the Nation Network. The best event fantasy booking with the stars of yesterday and today that we all know and love. Today's roster with original stories and plot twists. Rewriting history and so much more. Check it all out exclusively on YouTube. Join the nation.
And we're back with another round of the PWI Championship Challenge. The champion is ahead 3-1, but that don't mean nothing because we're still climbing our ladder here in the top 10 category, and it is literally the top 10. That's every promotion. We are looking at the top 10 singles wrestlers. And
Okay, wait a sec, Vince. Wait a sec. This ain't wrestling, pal. This ain't wrestling, J-Rocks. You know what this is?
I know. Live long and prosper. I get it. You're a Trekkie. Let's move on. This is wrestling, not Star Trek.
Oh, he put you in your place.
Never watched it.
All right, the number 10 answer. Representing the World Wrestling Federation. I can't give any clues. It'd be too obvious if I did. Purist, who's number 10 from the WWF?
What's the category?
You should have been listening to me when I gave that information out.
Sorry.
I know. So who's the number 10?
I say,
3.
Else no.
Okay, J-Rocks.
Jake the Snake.
The correct answer for number 10 in the overall top 10 category is Davey Boy Smith.
Ooh.
Davey Boy coming in at number 10. That brings us up the ladder one more rung to number 9. Purist, who's the number 9 wrestler?
Where it comes from?
I don't want to say because I'd be wrong. Let's put it this way. I'll have a 50-50 chance of being wrong. All right, I'll tell you that he's either USWA or WWF. He's one or the other.
Okay, then Brian Christopher.
Jay.
Jeff Jarrett.
One of you has the correct answer. Once again, you have finishers you haven't used yet, either of you. Jay, if you were to use yours, you would lose 1 point. You'd still have 2. Purist, if you used yours and were wrong, you would lose a point, which would leave you at 0. But you could go up and have a 2-point to a 3-point and only be down by 1. Does anybody with all that knowledge want to use their finisher?
I'm keeping it.
Keeping it? All right. Correct answer would be Jeff Jarrett. So Jay picks up another point, takes a 4-1 lead. Purist is kind of starting to feel the sleeper hold cinching in a little bit. We still have plenty of answers to go yet. And we have seen this thing turn before. All right. That brings us to the number 8, representing the WWF. Purist, who is it?
Lex Luger.
Jay.
Diesel.
God.
Correct answer is the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Nobody gets the point there. It's still 3-1 in favor of the defending champion.
And yet we still talk about the Ultimate Warrior.
Bringing us up to the number 7 answer. Who's number 7 representing the WCW?
The Giant.
You got the Giant.
Dean Malenko.
And Dean Malenko, he says. The Giant Dean Malenko. It's Sting!
Really? I figured he'd be higher.
You would think, right? And at that point in history, he probably was.
Indeed.
Who's number 6 representing the World Wrestling Federation?
I'll say the guy on your shirt, Vince. Shawn Michaels, the Crybaby.
Heartbreak Kid, get it right.
Crybaby.
J-Rocks.
Bret Hart.
Correct answer is, oh, hell yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well,
as we continue our climb to the top, it is still a 3-1 lead. Pierce ain't out of it yet, but it's getting a little bit tighter each step. And that brings us to number 5 from the WCW.
Ric Flair.
Jay.
Giant.
Conan.
Okay.
Him?
I was trying to remember his spiel. Oh, yeah, Lassa. What I just couldn't think of it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Couldn't get it in my head. But anyway, he was number 5, which will push us up another rung on the ladder. And Purist, man, you getting to that point, buddy. Number 4 answer representing the WCW. He's already holding his head, man. I can tell when he's starting to feel the pressure. He starts doing this shit.
Actually, it's because I need to scratch here.
Yeah, I believe you. Who's number 4, Purist?
WCW.
Jay's awfully relaxed right now. He really is. I've seen this look on him before.
Luger.
Lex Luger, the man, says, Jay?
Go with Ric Flair.
Woo! One of you is right. One of you is wrong. Does anybody want to use their finisher?
Do you do that on purpose?
What? To let you know that one of you is right and one of you is wrong? That's my job, man.
Yeah, woo!
Hey, it's exciting. One of you is right, one of you is wrong. It doesn't mean who it is. Now the question is, how confident are you in your answer?
I'm using it. Tombstone Power Driver, pal.
So now understand, if you use your tombstone and you had the right answer, you lose the point, and Jay gets the point. You're good with that? Jay, do you want to use your finisher? We've never seen anyone use 2 finishers before. Okay. So we've got a tombstone. Jay, what was your answer again?
Ric Flair.
Correct answer was the total package, Lex Luger. Went for the tombstone, and Jay reversed it and just dropped your ass on your head. That takes away your 1 point, gives it to Jay, who now has a 4-0 lead. And if you didn't feel the pressure before, you need to feel it now. But the good news is there's still 2 regular questions. Those are 2 points potentially, and a 3-point question at the end. You're not mathematically eliminated. Just get your game together. But you did use your finisher, so that hurts.
And I thought that Dynamite was going to be the death of me.
Number 3, representing the WWF.
Vader.
He says Razor. Jay?
Vader.
Oh, Vader. Sorry, well, speak clearly, sir. I'll give you that. Vader. Jay?
Diesel.
Correct answer would have been Razor. You should have said Razor. I'm just kidding. Just wanted to fuck with him. Either way, you're both wrong, though. It was Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ahmed Johnson. All right. No pressure, Purist. You just need to get the next 2. Otherwise, it's over.
5.
Representing the WCW, who is number 2?
Ric Flair. No,
Jay.
Wait.
Jay, your first answer, buddy. You know how we play this.
Giant.
One of you is correct. Jay, you're the only one with a finisher. Do you want to use it?
Screw it all.
Correct answer is... Well, it's a big show. That makes it 5-0. We're going to play the last question out. There's really no outcome that'll make a difference at this point. How bad you want this to get? No, it was 4, right? And now it's 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the
5.
3-point and then another point.
Right. And then you gave him a point. So we're
listen
good,
to
man.
Chuck. Purist
Like I said, we're going to move our way up to number 1 answer here. At least you can maybe get 3 points out of this thing somehow and salvage a little respect. How's that? Who's the number one wrestler overall, June of 96, Purist?
Hogan.
The tone of voice says it all. Jay?
It's Hogan.
I'll say Shawn Michaels.
He's a sexy boy. He's your boy toy. And he's number one. Damn it, man. What is that? 8? 8 points?
That ties my score. Yeah,
that ties the all-time highest score ever set in this game, also by Jay. So he's now tied his own highest score.
I wish Bill Watts would have slapped the shit out of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, well, wishing one hand, shit in the other, see which one fills up faster.
Right now, I wish to slap the shit out of myself.
All right, well, listen. You tried, right? There's got to be something said for that. You gave it a shot.
That's mostly because I'm tired after today. Because today I could think something like think a little tomorrow. Most of all today, my kitty actually went to 2 beautiful
All right, let's take a look at what happens now. With tonight's win, you are one step closer to the PWI Grand Championship Battle Bowl. That will take place on December 28th, exclusively here on the Nation Network. As Jay adds more days to his reign, and by the way, we mentioned this last week, we'll continue to mention it, and that is that at the end of the day, when we go to the Battle Bowl on December 28th, whoever has the longest title reign combined, so if you had a week here and 2 weeks there and 3, we add all those days together. Whoever has the most consecutive days total, cumulative total, will have the automatic choice of whether they go first or last in the Battle Bowl. So there's a little something to be competing for there. Going to take a quick look here at some of our comment board. Pure is looking like Kevin from Home Alone. And I'm just going to say it right now without looking at any of the comments. That gets Comment of the Week award.
Well, I love that movie.
There you go. I love it. Chuck, nice one.
Yeah.
And I literally just blind picked that thing. What's this got? Jay put Purist in jail.
The trash. Oh.
The trash.
Is that what that is? What is that?
Looks like a trash can.
Oh, he put him in the garbage can. Oh, damn. Damn.
I went hardcore.
Yeah, bangers.
He's punking you, man. You're gonna have to try and do something.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
now
about
it's getting down and dirty around here.
All
right, ladies and gentlemen, like I promised, I want to try and keep this thing to an hour. Guess what? We finally did it. And I've got some stuff I've got to take care of today. It's been a pretty crazy day in my world.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to miss this, though, because I look forward to this every week.
Luck.
And we've been doing really well with our numbers each and every week as we move up the ladder. So for that, I thank all of you for participating. Share the word, let it get out there, and we will be back to do some more of this craziness next week,
bad luck,
right here on the Nation Network. Until then, so long.